Alright guys, welcome back to our D&D 5th edition subclass series.
Yep.
Next up we have another subclass for the Cleric, because there's so many of them.
7.
And that is going to be the Light Domain for the Cleric.
Alright, starting off level 1, bonus cantrip, you get to learn the Light cantrip. I mean, it's the Light Domain, so Light cantrip.
Somebody was thinking.
You thinking with your dipstick, Jimmy. The other feature you get at level 1, which is unusual for some classes do not get multiple features, level 1, so it's nice, is Warding Flair, which basically allows you to impose disadvantage on a target coming to get you if they're within 30 feet. So even if it's like an archer within 30 feet, you can impose the disadvantage there. If it's somebody charging at you, running at you, for a melee strike, you can also impose disadvantage. However, if they cannot be blinded, it doesn't work on them. You get to use it equal to the number of your wisdom modifier, so up to 5 in normal situations. Of course, you can go higher with other scenarios, but up to 5. So, an okay use, especially early on. Thankfully, it gets a little better.
One of the better reactions you could probably get.
Yeah, just imposing disadvantage 5 times a day. Not bad.
At level 2, you get another Channel Divinity ability, which is Radiance of the Dawn. Basically, it's an AoE ability, so any creature within 30 feet of you, you have them make a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail it, they're taking 2d10 plus your Cleric level. If they succeed, they're taking half of that.
So, pretty good early, I would think, for some nice AoE damage and having to use a spell slot for it. But doesn't quite scale as well as I would like some ability to for Channel Divinity use.
See, the thing too is a lot of these abilities, usually they say like, at this level, it increases to this many dice.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. It's just always 2d10 plus your Cleric level. But it is radiant damage, so there's a feature later that might help that a little bit.
Yes. Alright, at level 6, one of the things we mentioned is coming up on later on the list. You get Improved Flair, so that ability to, your Warding Flair now gets better, or instead of just imposing disadvantage on somebody coming to get you, you can benefit one of your party members as well, which to me makes it a very good ability. Not necessarily earth-shattering, but a very good ability, because you can still use it up to 5 times a day, give or take. But you can be selective with, helping protect your squishy wizard on the side, or if your meat shield barbarian paladin fighter's up there eating everything like his dream job is supposed to be, you can just help him mitigate some of that damage up front. So it gives you some more versatility with some range to it, being able to help more than one person besides being yourself throughout the day. So better use. At level 8, you also get Potent Spellcasting, which happens in a lot of the other Cleric subclasses, a lot of the other domains. You get to add your Wisdom modifier to any Cleric cantrip. So it specifically has to say Cleric cantrip. So, not great, but it does help you out with some of your offensive ability if all your spell slots are gone, or if you're just trying to save your spell slots for more CC type stuff, or big stick abilities, and just little pew-pews kind of thing.
Alright, and then your last major capstone ability at level 17, you're getting Corona of Light. You can cast an aura of light that emits out from you, 60 feet of bright light, 30 feet of dim light. After that, the creatures within this zone have disadvantage on spells that are fire or radiant damage, and it lasts for 1 minute. So also going with this subclass, you learn spells like Firewall, Wall of Fire, things like that blow things up and make fire. So this helps, add a little bit more oomph with your spellcasting.
On to the part of the video we rank or rate the subclasses in our 3 categories, which of course are
Role-playing value, combat value, and class synergy.
That's correct. Starting off with the first one being roleplay value, gave this one a 2 flumps. Doesn't do a whole lot to add to the role-playing thing. Really, the only RP value you have in any of the abilities and spells are you can do a lot of cool things with light.
Yeah, maybe have some creative uses for the daylight spells and stuff, because there's not really a whole lot of really common uses for like light spells. So you can maybe be creative with how you use some of those and maybe RP it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
and as always, a more creative person could do more with less in this scenario.
Yeah.
You could probably find a way to turn your light into colors and make fireworks that don't explode. Little streams of light and things. You can find ways to give it something, but overall it's limited in the RP department.
Then next up we have the combat value. Like we said earlier, you learn a few damage spells like fireballs. Got them fireballs.
Fireball.
Fireball, wall of fire, burning hands, all those good fire spells.
Yes.
So that gives a little bit more value to the combat side, but unfortunately there's not really a whole lot more to it than that, besides maybe that slight disadvantage thing that you can give.
Yeah, the Flair's not bad.
It's decent. But we decided just to go with 3.5 out of 5.
Yes.
Not the greatest, not the worst. You get a few nice little things here, but nothing too major that's going to really impact combat that much.
Right. And finally, on the class synergy thing, we went with 3 flumps as well. Kind of discussion we've had in some of the previous videos where if it doesn't take away from the baseline of what a class does, I really couldn't really rate it below a 3.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't really add to what the class does, the baseline class does as a whole, and just help build on that, then it's not going to be above a 3. So 3 is kind of like the default rating. If nothing really impresses us and how it builds, or doesn't really take away from what the class is supposed to do, then end up at the 3.
All right, and that's basically our thoughts on the Light Domain Cleric. If you guys have anything you want to say, let us know in the comments below. Please remember to like, subscribe. It helps a ton. Hit that bell notification so you know when our new videos come out.
Yeah.
And as always, guys, thanks for watching.